Hello, my name is Даутова Н.Г. I'm an English teacher at Pedagogical College of Foreign Languages. Welcome to our stream practical English lesson, and the theme is Beat the Robbers and the Burglars. The aims are to expand students' crime and punishment vocabulary, to revise passive voice and learn how to use the structure "it is said that," "he said that," to develop listening, reading, speaking, and writing skills. Expected results. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to use given vocabulary. Student will be able to use passive forms and the structure "it is said that," "he said that" correctly. Before starting the lesson, answer the question. The first one. Have you ever been robbed in the street? Where were you? What was stolen? Okay. This question will help you to revise crime and punishment vocabulary that you know. Great. Let me introduce some other new crime and punishment vocabulary. The first one is a burglar. A burglar is someone who breaks in and steals from a private house. A burglar. The second one is a robber. A robber is someone who steals from a person or place, for example, a bank. A robber uses violence. A shoplifter. A shoplifter is someone who steals something from a shop. A pickpocket. A pickpocket. A pickpocket is someone who steals from you in the street, and you couldn't even notice it. A mugger. A mugger is someone who uses violence to steal from you in the street. A thief. A thief is a general word for someone who steals from a person. Look at the pictures. A burglar. A burglar. A burglar steals something from your house. A robber. A robber steals something from a bank. Normally they use violence. A shoplifter. A shoplifter steals from a shop. A pickpocket. A pickpocket steals from you in the street, but you couldn't even notice it. And a mugger. A mugger. Of course you could notice a mugger because a mugger uses violence to steal from you in the street. And the general words for all these criminals is a thief. A thief. And the general words for all the crime is theft. 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 So the next new words. The next new words you may see. Blackmail. As a crime, it is blackmail. Criminal. Criminal is a person who does the action. A blackmailer. And the verb is to blackmail. Blackmail, the act of getting money from people or forcing them to do something by threatening them to tell their secret. Blackmail, blackmailer, blackmail. Repeat and memorize it. The next one is bribery. Bribery. There is no criminal for bribery, but you have the verb. The verb is to bribe. Bribery is an attempt to make someone to do something for you by giving the person money, presents. They bribe the waiter to find them a better table. The example one. listen, repeat, and memorize. Bribery and bribe. The next one is fraud. Fraud. Fraud is the crime of getting money by deceiving people. Fraud, criminal is fraudster, and verb is to commit fraud. So there is a lot of fraud on the internet, so be careful. The next one is smuggling. Smuggling is the act of taking things to or from a place secretly. The criminal is smuggler. The verb is to smuggle. So it means that if someone wants to take things from one country to another country secretly, especially banned things, the things that are banned in the country. And so this action is smuggling, and the criminal is smuggler. Okay, vocabulary connected with trial. So in trial, of course, there is a witnesses. Witness is a person who sees an event happening, especially a crime or an accident. So proof. Proof is an act that shows that something is true. Of course, first of all, the police find the evidence. Evidence is one or more reasons for believing that something is or something isn't true. One of the verbs is to accuse. To accuse means to say that someone has done something wrong, illegal, or unkind. And next verb is to acquit. To acquit means to decide officially in a law court that someone is not guilty of a crime. So if it is decided official in the court that someone is not guilty, it means they acquit him. Okay. The next, let's talk about online world. So the crime online. The first one is downloading music, books, and films. The second one is hacking into somebody else's computer. The next one is posting aggressive or threatening tweets or messages. Next one is photographing someone and posting a photo on the internet without their permission. Using a false identity online. Next one, creating a computer virus. So you see the online crime. And before talking about online crime world, let me introduce some useful languages. So when you're going to give your opinion about the right way to punish someone, so you often should use should and plus passive infinitive. Look at the example. I think it should be illegal against law. Or I don't think it should be illegal against law. Listen, repeat, and memorize. Or you might say, I think people who do this should be fined. Or I think people who do this should be sent to prison. Or I think people who do this should be banned from using the internet. So using these useful phrases try to answer the next questions. The first is, are these activities against the law in your country? So we're still talking about online crime world. Do you think they should be illegal? And the next one, why? Or why not? How do you think they should be punished? Of course, I couldn't hear you, but you may leave your comments. We still are speaking about online crime world, about downloading music, hacking in somebody's computer, posting threatening tweets, photographing someone, using a false identity online, creating a computer virus. Thank you. The next is grammar time. So grammar time, we should talk about passive voice. Passive voice. So the first, let's revise how should we form it. Subject plus the verb to be and plus past participle and plus rest of sentence. So subject plus the verb to be. The verb to be should be conjugated plus past participle and plus rest of the sentence. Let's revise. What does it mean conjugated? So the first is present simple. In present simple, the verb to be should be is, am, are, right? And the example is the article is written. Past simple. The verb to be is conjugate. Was and were. The article was written. And future form, future simple, the article will be written. Present continuous. The article is being written. Past continuous. The article was being written. Present perfect. The article has been written. Past perfect. The article had been written. Future perfect. The article will have been written. Or another examples and the vocabulary connected with crime and punishment. Present simple. Murderer are usually sentenced to life imprisonment. Present continuous. The trial is being held at the moment. Present perfect. My car has been stolen. Past simple. Jim was arrested last month. Past continuous. The cinema was being rebuilt when it was set on fire. Past perfect. We saw that one of the windows had been broken. Future. The prisoner will be released next month. The verdict is going to be given tomorrow. Infinitive with to. People used to be imprisoned for stealing bread. Infinitive without to. So we should use them with modal verb. You can be fined for parking on a yellow line. Great. Gerund. He paid me a fine to avoid being sent to jail. It means is being, has been, was being, had been. It means when we talk that the verb to be is conjugated. So when do we use passive form? All passive form. So we use a passive when we want to talk about an action, but you are not so interested in saying who or what does the action. For example, Jim was arrested last month. So we doesn't notice who does the action. We just say Jim was arrested last month. So, but if you also want to mention the person or things that did the action, you should use by. But however, in the majority of passive sentences, the agent is not mentioned. But you may say, Jim was arrested last month by police. Great. And let me introduce some formal structure that is used especially in news reports and on TV. There, it is said that he thought to. So this formal structure is used with the verbs know, tell, understand, report, expect, say, and think. It makes the information sound more impersonal. For example, it is said that the fire was started deliberately. It is said that. Most of all these sentences you are heard on TV. For example, the next one. The man is said to be in his 40s, right? He is believed to have left the country. So, let's do the exercise. Rephrase the sentence in 2 ways to make them more formal. For example, people think the murderer is a woman. People think the murderer is a woman. So, the paraphrasing is, it is thought that the murderer is a woman. The murderer is thought to be a woman. And now, your turn is. Rephrase the sentences in 2 ways to make them more formal. After doing the exercise, let's have a quiz time. Let's revise the vocabulary we have learned. The first one. The police stopped me and I. So fill the gaps. Think a little bit, revise the vocabulary we have passed. Okay, let's check it out. The police stopped me and accused me of dangerous driving. The second one. When we got home last night, we discovered that a burglar had broken into our house and stolen our laptop. Okay, you are right. And next one, there wasn't enough evidence to prove that he was guilty. The next one is, the police wanted to question the suspect about his alibi. Great, you are right, you got it. You memorize words. And so your homework is the writing. Expression your opinion. So write an article for a magazine saying what you think about either downloading music and films or about squatting. Try to use all vocabulary we have learned during this lesson. The vocabulary and grammar were taken from English File Upper Intermediate, the 3rd edition. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.